Hi everyone, my name is Tori, this is Novel Life, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my December TBR, my last TBR of 2023. It's so bizarre to me that the year just completely flew by. I feel like I blinked and it's now the end of the year. But for December's TBR, I have a mix of rereads, I have a mix of Patreon picks and read-alongs that I'm doing, as well as some holiday novellas, as well as some fantasy romances that I am dying to get to. So with all that being said, let's just go ahead and dive into the books that I want to read in December. I'm doing Vlogmas, I'm doing a lot of things on Patreon, so I have a wide mix of things, but the first two books I'm going to talk about are two books that my patrons pick every single month for me to read. I give them a list of books, like 5 or 6 books, and I always pick the top 2 or the top 2 most voted on books from that poll, and the top voted book was Big Nick Energy by Morgan Elizabeth. So I have been wanting to read this. I've heard that it is a cowboy Christmas romance. Small town, he's a legit cowboy and she falls for him. That's all I know. That's all I care to know. I'm going to go into this book basically blind, just knowing that. I'm going to read it on Kindle Unlimited, so that book is in Kindle Unlimited. The next one that was chosen, that was the second most voted book, was Let Your Hearts Be Light by Faye Quinn. So I actually got this as a recommendation from some of my patrons when I was doing reading sprints, and they said that this was a super cute kind of holiday romance, and the cover looks absolutely adorable. They're like wrapped up in lights. I know technically this is the second book in this series, and I know that you can read them out of order, so I'm very excited for that one. So I have high hopes for those two books. I'm going to be doing an exclusive reading vlog on my Patreon more towards the holiday, just because that's when I want to read those books. I also am doing a read along with my patrons, and the last book that I have to read for that read along is Mixed Signals by BK Borison. I have the audio for this, I think through Hoopla or through my Libby app. One of those definitely has the audiobook for this. I love the Love Light series. I actually read In the Weeds. That was one of like the first books I read in 2023. So I thought it'd be fitting to end the year with the read along with my patrons for the Love Light series and end it with the last book in the Love Light Farm series, or in the Love Light series. And I think she has the next book coming out in next year. Is it March or April? The next book in this series is coming out. So I'm excited to get caught up. I'm excited to chat about this on my Patreon with them. I usually do a Google Meet, so you can join with video, audio, or just join in the chat, whatever you're comfortable with. So like I said, you can join over there. I do a 7-day free trial thing if you want to try it out and see if you like it, but I'm excited to read that one. Now, I do have some rereads that I'm really excited for. The first reread that I'm extremely excited for is actually the last 2 books in the Boys of Toman series. The first one I'm going to read in December is Saving 6 by Chloe Walsh. This is the start of Joey and Aoife's story. I'm doing a read along with a couple other people here on Booktube. We were planning on doing a live show at the end of December with the holidays and stuff. I think we're going to push it to the beginning of January, but I definitely want to read Saving 6 and Redeeming 6. These are very big books, but both of these are 2 of my top favorite books of the year, so I'm excited to read them again and tab them up and annotate them. So I'm not mad about these 2 while they are very big books. I'm very excited to read them again. Also, you can join if you would like. We did the live show for Binding and Keeping 13 already, but you can join in for Saving and Redeeming 6. I hope you join us for the live show. If I do know the date, I'll put it in the description box below. That's a read along I've been really enjoying doing because that's one of my favorite series of all time. The next read along that I'm participating in is another one where I'm joining a bunch of other people here on Booktube, and we're rereading the Crescent City series. So we're starting with A House of Earth and Blood. So this one I am so excited to reread and annotate. I'm going to dedicate a whole reading vlog to this book in December for Vlogmas, where I annotate and highlight this book. I am so excited. I bought this edition specifically to annotate and highlight because these pages are thicker and it's floppy, and it's a paperback because my hardback is the original. It has like Bible pages to where they're super thin pages, so if I try to annotate, it's just going to bleed through. So I'm very excited to reread this. I'm going to listen to the audiobook and read along, so I'm very excited for this. I just have not reread this book since it came out. I've also haven't read A House of Sky and Breath, but that's going to be for January. So basically, we're reading a book a month leading up to the 3rd book that's coming out January 30th, and our live show will be in February, probably later in February for that book. I'm very excited to reread some of my favorites just because I love rereading towards the end of the year, especially some of my favorites of the year. Moving on to some other fantasy books I want to read. Another one that has been going around this year is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This one, I have heard so many people talk about, good and bad. Some people loved it, some people really didn't like it, and I want to see where I land with this book. So all I know is it's a fantasy with a historical setting, with a romance. It ends on a cliffhanger, but the second book comes out December 26th. So I feel like if I read this book, it'll be the perfect reading vlog for you guys to read this book. And I may wait until the second book comes out to vlog that as well. So that might be one of my last Vlogmas vlogs that I do. I was going to put this in the middle of the month, but I may switch some things around and put this till the end of the month. Now, I'm very excited for this one just because I'm a big historical fiction reader. I do want to read more historical fiction books, definitely in 2024. That's a goal of mine to do, but I am dying to read Divine Rivals. I've heard great things. My audio hold has 4 weeks left, so I'm hoping it comes in the next couple of weeks so I can read and listen to this, but I'm very excited. If you've read this, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below because I would love to know. Love to know. And the next series I want to read is the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I think that's what it's called, but my library has all of the audiobooks for this, so I'm going to be listening to the audiobooks. I've heard that they're very good. I was just going to read the first book, but a lot of people told me you have to get through the second book for it to pay off, and the third book literally just came out, I think in October if I'm not mistaken. So I don't have the physical books, but I may go and buy them depending on how the audios go. I've been trying to read the audiobooks first and then buy them if they become my favorite. I have really high hopes for this series, so this is another series that I'm going to be vlogging for an exclusive reading vlog for Vlogmas here on my channel, so I really hope you stick around for that. Subscribe if you would like to, so you don't miss all of the vlogs that I have planned, because I have a lot of fun content planned for Vlogmas, and I'm actually going to be talking about that in my December reset vlog that's coming out this Sunday. It's one of my first Vlogmas vlogs, so hope you stick around for that. Subscribe if you haven't already, but I have a lot of reading plans that I'm very excited for. Now, the last little bit of books I'm going to talk about are some Christmas novellas and Christmas books. The first Christmas book I for sure want to get to is another one that I've talked about recently, and that is Snowed In for Christmas by Jacqueline Snow. I did talk about this book when I gave you some holiday romance recommendations, as well as I talked about my TBR, but this is one that I definitely want to get to in December for sure. It just looks super cute. It is a sorority mom and the head football coach for the college. So that just sounds right up my alley. It's a little bit of a sports, but like a little bit different of a sports romance, and they're snowed in together during the break. So this sounds so cute. Forced proximity. I wonder if there's like a only one bed thing. I'm very excited. That's a romance. That's a holiday romance I'm very excited for. I will be participating in the Novelathon that is happening in the middle of December for about 3 days. I think it's Friday to Sunday. I'm going to be vlogging it for you guys as well, but I have a whole bunch of Christmas novellas that a lot of people have been talking about, so I'm saving all of these, but I'm just going to go through them really quickly. One of them is If You Give a Grump a Holiday Wish List by Ann Einerson. I actually have an arc of this, so I may get to it earlier just so I can post my review before that comes out, but that's a holiday novella I want to get to. Christmas Cupid by Ilsa Madden Mills. I've heard really cute things about this one. I love the cover. I love the pink, so I really like Ilsa Madden Mills' writing. I don't know anything about this book, but I've seen it go around, and some of my friends like it. Another book I have is Trick Shot by Kayla Gross. So this one I think is an MMF or MFM book. Has 3 people on the cover. I'm very excited. I've heard some of my friends talk about it, and I follow her on Instagram, the author, and she's been posting like 2 million pages read and all this stuff like that. Like, she is getting a lot of hype for this book, and a lot of people are reading it, so I am very intrigued. I really want to read it. Another one is Second Bite by S.J. Tilley. I've recently discovered S.J. Tilley this year and thought, well, she has a holiday novella, why not read it? So I'm excited for that one. And the last one is A Festive Feud by Marion Moore. I've heard nothing but great things about this novella by Marion Moore. I thought the cover was absolutely adorable, so I wanted to read it for myself. But those are all of the books that I want to read for sure in December. I might read more, might throw in some other holiday books, might throw in some other fantasy romances. Who knows what I'm going to get up to, but I wanted to do a very basic TBR with books that I know I have to read and that I have vlogs planned for, just because I've been not really sticking to my TBRs, but these I will read for the sake of vlogs, so I wanted to throw them in here. But for the emoji for this video, drop me like a snowflake emoji, drop me a holiday emoji, whatever holiday you celebrate, any winter emoji, anything like that, drop them in the comments down below. I officially have all of my Christmas decorations up, so you'll be seeing that all throughout December with all of my Christmas decorations, because personally it's one of my favorites holidays, and my house is decorated as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content from me. As always, I hope you're living a novel life, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.